really wish I knew what the hell that was.
What's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV,
Jamar 4.
and we're here for another episode of the Prelude. We were here last night with Latrice Rogers of the hit on TV show Bill Collective. It was a great review, and now we're here tonight with another special guest. Okay, you guys may know him as an executive producer, also as a cast member on the hit series Chasing Dallas. But right now, he has another extension of Chasing Dallas at this moment. He has Chasing Dallas, The Retreat, and tonight he's here and he's here to set the record straight on a lot of stuff and give his side of every story that's been told. So, without any further ado, let's bring in Ressie G. You know, Ressie G, not Cardi B, whatever he be
Yes,
saying.
it's Ressie G, not Cardi B, but I still get to the money. Oh,
There we go. Welcome,
mhm.
welcome.
Hello. The
What are you sipping
doll is
on?
in the building. I am sipping on a Prosecco, just something cheap.
Look, as long as it gets the job done, amen.
Hmm.
Amen. Okay.
So
Let's see.
we've given him the introduction. A lot of people already know who Reese G is if they're familiar with anybody in the LGBT reality space. But just to hear it from your mouth, tell us a little bit about who you are, what it is that you do, and one interesting fact about you that your fans may not know.
Okay. Well, I am Ressie G, the one and only from Atlanta, Georgia. For those of you who don't know me, I was a fashion stylist, a celebrity fashion stylist for about 10 years before I transitioned to Dallas. And now I am the executive producer, co-creator of Chasing Dallas, as well as Chasing Dallas Presents the Retreat, among other things coming. And I'm an all-around boss, I would say. And I would say one interesting thing that people may not know about me is mm, I'm a Scorpio. Well, y'all kind of
That's
know that
true.
from the retreat, though.
Oh,
Um,
gee.
Oh, well, that's
Try
true.
again. Um,
Should have never forgot.
I I'm extremely I'm a homebody. Believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
You wouldn't have said you wouldn't guess. I think you feel like people that are in the LGBT reality space are usually like very social, very like out there in the streets of the community being seen. But it's like, look, sometimes I just do it for my job and that's it.
Yeah, because I mean that's work. Because you have to go out, you have to be on, you have to, give, you to the people. But like if I had it my way, I would just, be home and chilling and, you know, watching Golden Girls and just living my best life.
All day watching Golden Girls.
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of gays, 50% of us go to sleep with "Thank You for Being a Friend" playing on repeat in the background in the middle of.
That's literally my go to sleep. Like that's my go to sleep show. Golden Girls is my go to sleep show. That and Grey's Anatomy.
I have not seen a single episode.
Me either. Me
Oh
It's
my
either.
like it's like
god.
season 50.
It's only 12 seasons, 13 seasons, 14, 15, some around there, but it is so
Yeah,
good. Like once you start it, you are caught up in it. Like when I tell you, when you get into it, baby, it's a time. It is a
it's very.
time.
Maybe one day when I'm old and gray and I'm sitting
Mm,
alone in my recliner. But
the drama.
tell us, because I know we said you're a co-producer of Chasing Dallas. I want to say is the other co-producer Andario?
I'm the co-creator. So
Co-creator.
me and Dario created it together.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course, the whole chasing franchise started with Atlanta with him and Kevon Burns. Now him solo, and when Dallas came along, of course, I'm the executive producer, the only executive producer, but we are the co-creators together. These terms are very important because the girls will try and pull it.
Be like, well, I didn't.
Because the
I mean, look,
girls love to
set
try
the
and
record
come for
straight.
Ricky, bitch.
Set the record straight. How did you
Oh
and Dario
yeah.
meet to sort of come across to this uh, platform?
So we actually met through me hosting the season 1 reunion of Chasing Atlanta. So they had booked me to come out to Atlanta. I had just moved to Dallas, and because of who I was in the city, socialite, blah blah blah, as a stylist, they reached out and they was like, "Hey, we like what you give," and I was like, "I like what y'all give," and they was like, "Well, would you come down and host the reunion?" And I was like, "Sure." And so I went down, hosted the reunion, and then after that me and Kevon were actually pretty cool. But then we just kind of lost touch. And then Andario ended up saying, "So, what's going on with you doing a Dallas show? Like, what's up?" And then so I was like, "Okay, girl, well, let's see." And then from then, we worked together like all the time, every day with doing the show because I had never been a producer before. And from then, we just became the best of friends. Like I would consider him to be like literally one of my best friends. We talk like every day, literally every day, 20 times a day.
So I would imagine so. Like me and him talk all the time too. We have to do our own business dealings as well.
We talk every day about everything, child. I'm just happy that can't nobody hear our conversations because, baby,
I
if
think we
y'all
feel
only
the
knew,
same way.
because
I think
it
we
would
feel
be
the same way.
a scandal. Do you understand me? A pure scandal.
We
Oh,
a piece of it on the treat.
Oh,
or
he was the
last
first person
night.
I thought to call too. The crazy thing about that, he was literally the first person that I thought to call when all that shit was happening at the retreat with these people.
With these ellipsis people.
People. Because I was trying to single out one person, but I had to go ahead and clump them in because here lately, when I tell y'all,
There's a lot. There's a lot to get into. As I'm glad we let's take a quick sip.
no question, it's off limits. You guys go in.
Be careful what you ask for.
Oh no, come on. I mean, in the words of Nene Lee, I'm an open book. So
Scotty, would you like to
you will
lead?
always get the truth and a backstory with a receipt if you would like it produced. So remember that too.
Well, Jamar, being that you've never interviewed Reese before, he ain't lying. Let's just say
So he's like,
Mm-mm.
whatever you want to know, let's
Listen,
talk about it.
my daddy
that. Yeah.
always told me. My daddy always told me, boy, when you get into a relationship, never lie, because you gotta create another lie to get on another line to get on another line to get on another line. So I just personally do not take part in lying because I can't keep up.
It's too
So
much.
I would just rather not.
It's too much work.
Now,
It's
other
too much
people
work.
that come on you guys' platform, it may be different, but
Oh.
que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.
See, we ain't even said nothing yet. You already about to just set up the layups.
You might as well. Let's go.
We
Because I
did
mean,
we
I've been just. Hmm.
I was just asking him. I'm like, didn't we just talk about this? We said what this interview was gonna give from the beginning. From the moment you said you wanted to do one after we interviewed one of your castmates last week, we already knew what this was gonna give at this point. I already knew. And when you asked were we gonna keep this up, I knew what it was gonna give. So
hmm
I'm like, am I gonna?
I look like I just said. I am a girl that loves a recept, honey. So
A res-
whenever a recept can come into play, then you can go ahead and set up the reception after the funeral or the repast, whichever one y'all want to call it.
the
oh, gee.
homegoing.
The whole thing. hmm
Well,
So
hmm
go ahead,
So
Scotty.
we're gonna start. So we're gonna start out. I'm gonna start out with some light. It's light, but it's light. As far as chasing data, the retreat is concerned, I know that you said on the interview that you did with YB and them that it was certain people that you had in mind for the retreat, like Tony Price, Trey Womack, and I thought those are the two names that stood out to me. Um, to be honest, I would have been very excited Tony Price on the retreat because for different reasons of my own. But I would have loved to see him on
What's
there.
the reason? I want to know the reason.
I mean, the dude be posting all these damn photos of him being half naked all the time. So I mean, of course, I want to see him on screen. So I mean, hey, whatever. But you know, it would have been nice to see him though. But why didn't that happen with him? I ain't gonna say nothing about K1 just yet.
So with Tony Price, I had made a promise to myself and a promise to him that he would be back a part of the brand because he would go live, go on these rants, and talk about how he feels like we depicted him in the wrong way and all these different things. So as a man of my word, I said, you know what, I will make sure that when the time comes and the opportunity presents itself, I'm trying to post this on Instagram too, so sorry. When the opportunity presents itself, I would definitely bring you back around. Same thing after season one, I said the same thing, but because he was so difficult to work with, that's what stopped him from coming to season two. Even though I did have a meeting with him, I invited him to a filming and he didn't show. So the first season of the retreat comes about. I had reached out to him, but the same time I had reached out to him, I had him in mind to reach out to him. He had actually sent in a submission to be a part of the show. So I was like, okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and make it happen. Now everybody know I'm broke, bitch.
Did you refill that glass?
I did. Oh yeah, we're refilling all night. But no, I love Dior. But thing about it is, everybody know that I'm broke. So when it comes down to certain things, everything is being funded out of my pocket. Okay. So when it came down to the retreat, when I reached out to everybody, a part of the submission, it says, all right, would you feel comfortable in paying your own portion for the stay, for lodging? If you do not continue to apply. Because the house we stayed in was not cheap. It was right off the beach. It was, listen. So he did it and everything. So then he sent a message saying, so I know I'm going on the retreat, but I don't really understand what the money is going towards. And I was like, it's going towards lodging. Yeah, but I mean, I just want to make sure that is this an investment into my brand or what am I going to get out of this? And I said,
okay.
I said, so let me ask this because I know something, right? So let me ask you, I said, are you able to actually pay to go on the trip? I want you to go, but are you able to pay? Yeah, I'm able to pay. I just really don't think that paying that money to go on the retreat sounds right. I said, fine. So I gave him a call. And I said, yeah, I know that we had actually chose you, but considering, your situation financially and you not wanting to make that investment within yourself, I don't think it's a good fit. That's why he didn't come.
Okay.
People, I mean, I guess I can understand some skepticism, but it's just like, you're not a stranger to the platform. You see that they have to pay to have the people come out to film, to host it, and
Right.
food.
And then, I mean, I don't think, me personally, if you looking at, like, if we are asking you to pay money, because the money that you're paying is not just strictly going to the lodging, and I still have to flip the bill. Me personally, I'm like, just help a bitch out because you're gonna get the platform, you're gonna get the promo. I'm gonna consult you to help you with your business. You're gonna get these a free photo shoot that you can use these photos for whatever. I still, even though the photographer is on my team, he still has to get paid. So I still have to pay him on top of all the food that we're eating. We need to contribute. And I think it's only fair. And then it's like this really ain't nothing new. Y'all know this is a grassroots effort and y'all know the power of the platform and what it's doing. So don't act like you're so far past believing in this is going to be a proper investment into your business because it helps your following without being, when you're in the service industry, you need to have a good following nowadays to make that money. So if you being on a show with this investment that you definitely have money for, why is it such a problem? So I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to have an attitude, cop an attitude. Thank you, but no thank you. We said we'll support you from a distance, baby. Good. And that was that.
Well, I mean, hey, there's no arguing with that.
Hey, I mean, because you got to understand, like, this ain't Bravo. Yeah, y'all ain't on no, you're doing it out of your own back pocket. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like with me and Jamar, like with the stuff that we tried to set up here. We had to set up a GoFundMe to help us out. Hell, I mean, we two working people. We have our
Yeah,
own
and to be
bills,
honest,
you know.
it's just really all you have to do is show up. That's it. All I'm asking you to do is really show up. And my thing is, if you're gonna, I look at this, and this is the best thing. One of the best things I learned in college in economics, one of my favorite classes. If you have something to lose when it comes down to a business or a venture to support your business, then you're definitely gonna do a good job. So yeah, you're gonna invest this money because I still need you to show up. I need you to give. I need you to work on yourself so that when you see yourself back, because that's really what it's all about to me. When you see yourself back, I think I need a little light. I need a little light. I feel like I'm a little dog. Am I a little dog? I'm good.
No, no.
A little
Oh,
more.
okay. There you go.
So, so when it comes down to you investing in your business, if you don't see that necessary, then you're not going to show up. You're not going to be on time, and all those things. And I don't have time to do that. Like, and on top of that, like if it's somebody that can't make it to filming, I will go and pick them up. I don't mind. I will go pick them up. If we're at a restaurant, you don't have money to pay for the food. The food is going to be on the table because I have to pay for the food. If you need gas money, you do got a car. I got to give you some gas money. So it's like, it's really not just show up. That's it. Because you're reaping a lot of benefit here. I'm not speaking, I hope it don't sound vain when I say it, but it just is what it is.
You want to try to be ready to, because like, even though, it's a YouTube platform, it still has a great reputation within the community and the space. So it's just like, I don't know what somebody would expect going in. It was just like, this is a way for you to get yourself out there, get more reach for your brand, get more eyes and people on
Before you
you.
leave me the hell alone, finally, because girl, you've been asking to get back on the show. So, girl, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the show. That's gonna benefit you. And then now you still talking about me and your little live with the 4 people. That lawyer 4, he got a lawyer 4, a lawyer 4. Ooh, praise the Lord for a lawyer 4. And girl, you just.
I mean, it seemed like it was only 3 since you was in there. You was the 4th one.
Now, but you want to act like you not shady?
For me?
No,
Oh.
Jamar.
Look. If someone goes into the live, you add to that number. If he came in there and there was 4, when he looked up there, that means before he came in, there was only 3. I'm just giving math.
That's the Scorpio shit I be talking about. That's the
You
Scorpio
a
shit.
Scorpio?
I am.
When's your birthday?
November 4th.
Mine the 14th. Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Yes, God.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
child. That one over there is. What are you again, child?
I'm an Aquarius, like our last guest.
The emotionless.
Okay, so I think okay, so we talked about Tony Price. Didn't you mention Aubrey at one point? Wasn't he supposed to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of it too? Now what happened with him? Because I would have liked to see him too.
Me too. Me and Aubrey are good, but he was remodeling his salon in Louisiana at the time. On top of, he just recently moved to Houston. So, he's busy. So he just didn't have the availability. George declined. Trey, he accepted but then declined. And that's all I had asked coming from, season 1 and season 2.
Okay, that was that, yeah. Because I was wondering, because I'm like, okay, that would have been like when you first said that there were people from season one that you had, listed to come. I'm like, well, that would have been nice. There are some people from season one that I did like and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, that would have been cool, but things happen the way it happens, so it
Yeah.
is what it is. So
I
when you
think,
get
yeah,
it,
I think though that with the six that we have, it was a good amount of people because originally it was supposed to be 10. So all of
oh,
them plus the six, so that would have been a lot of people in one space, including production, including the curator. So it was like, oh Jesus.
Did y'all have
But
y'all prepared to have 10 to house 10 people in that room?
well, not that one, not that one. No, there was another one that I had actually paid for. And child, I'm not a fan of Verbo right now because I paid for it and I still haven't gotten my money back. So we had to pay for the beach because originally we were supposed to have a lake house, and so we were gonna go to this lake. It was huge, like it had like two houses. It was fabulous. Oh my god! But then I had booked it, and then it got booked the same time. I don't know if it was like we was literally clicking at the same time or something. And the host, they said they was gonna run me my money back, but it ain't ran yet. So I had to find something else, and we did. And I think it was a good choice to go to the beach. So I mean, it was a little nippy out there, but I think overall it was a really good time.
Because y'all were filming this like last November, like late October
Hmm.
last November. So it was, and
Hmm.
this is still in Texas, right? It wasn't in a different state.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
5 hours away. So it was the Bolivar Peninsula, which is about 5 hours outside of Dallas, in a very child. When we got there, the first thing we see, because we were right at the beach, first thing we see is a pickup truck riding across the beach with Trump flags.
Okay.
And I was just like,
No, ma'am.
I was just like, oh Lord,
Y'all gotta
what's
get
gonna
back to the city.
happen?
Y'all gotta get back to the
Child.
city. The city is where we are safer. Once you
Okay,
go
because
out
I was,
of
but you know what's
Austin,
crazy enough? I think they was like all the way up. So then they didn't nobody bother us. Somebody had lost their baby. The baby was just wandering across the beach, child. The stuff you didn't see because we had no release for the baby, but you know.
okay.
Hmm.
You know,
Oh, I can't
YouTube.
wait till y'all ask me questions about contracts and release and paperwork. I can't wait till y'all ask me those questions.
Okay, well, since we talked about people that were coming on the retreat, there were two faces that we were familiar or had association with the Chasing Dallas franchise, which was Eric James and Dre Simber. So,
Hmm.
how did this sort of get thrown into the mix with it being a Chasing Dallas retreat?
So, Chasing Dollars Presents the Retreat was the title because we thought it was just going to be a mini series, but now it has possibly developed into a new franchise, which is great. But they auditioned, you know, they auditioned, they submitted. We had about 60, I want to say 63 submissions. We trimmed it down to like 23, 24, something like that. 22, 20, somewhere around there, and then we narrowed it down to a eight. And then those eight did one-on-one interviews with myself and one of my producers, Cameron. And Eric and Dre Simber made it all the way through. They just was at the time giving me what we were looking for with the retreat.
What were you saying were the credentials that you were looking for the most?
Mm. I wanted people that we could humanize. That was the whole point of doing the retreat. I wanted to bring people onto the retreat that can go through these exercises and really show the viewers that they are regular people. They're not what you perceive them to be. That was my thing. And so when Dre December came about, I was like, well, child, we got a lot that we could we could do a 360, 80, 90, 5,000 with you, girl. So that's great. And then with Eric, I think that he was a new face who just needs to get away because at the time he had lost his job at the hotel. And so he just wanted to, the pandemic was affecting him and he wanted to get away. So that matched up. And then he had just started the plugins. So that was always a good thing to kind of, plug that. Hmm. So that's, I think that.
Mm. So, I
I'm
like.
gonna do like him and how he was, just relishing in all the damn shade, just smiling the entire time.
Slide. Not the plug-ins, bitch. Not the... Oh, Heavenly Father. Okay. So, I mean, since you said we could talk about, cards and contracts.
Why are you tickled?
What
Why are
were
you tickled?
what did you have any conflict or any issues? This man is hopeless. He is dead. He is down and cannot get up. Somebody call Life Alert.
Okay, please.
Scotty, why are you cackling so bad?
He said plug in.
Now listen, I got my plugins at my wall right now, so I ain't gonna say too much.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
some like now
My
the
Airwicks.
the Airwicks. Now the
My
Airwicks that you
Airwicks.
the Airwicks work. Plugins do not.
What about the Wallflowers from Bath and Body Works?
That's Wildflower from Bath and Body Works, not a plugin.
I cannot.
Hello.
Go ahead, Jamar, please.
Huh?
I said, go ahead with your question, Lord, please.
Did you run into any conflict or any discrepancies when it came to like the release forms and paperwork for the cast to sign on to do the show?
Actually, no, I did not for the retreat. I did not. Everybody willfully came in, they sat down, and for me, I have a 5-page contract with contingencies, and I go line by line with each and every cast member, and I make sure that when I'm finishing every article, that I ask them, do you understand this? Do you have any questions? And I continue on through. So there should be no reason as to why certain information is divulged on an interview publicly, because just as much as he claims he could sue me, I really can sue him for breach of contract and take his Lexus with the denim side. But no, we did not have any difficulties with people signing their contracts. However, there were some people that were offered contracts for Chasing Dallas season 3. And as some thugs do, they don't want to sit down and confront, and they don't know how to remain professional in a professional setting when you're handling business. So Eric James did not show up to sign his season 3 contract to be a cast member for Chasing Dallas exclusive and a fact. And if y'all don't believe me, I can call Roderick, my producer, who you're supposed to meet with, and Roderick can reach up under his sofa and pull his contract out right now. So it was drawn up with his name, and I signed and highlighted. But he didn't want to show up, and he never quit either, because he never had the option to quit. What he did was he came around, he started some shit, and then he got scared, and then didn't show up to another filming. But we'll see. He's supposed to be at a filming Sunday, so let's see if he show up.
Oh, child.
I just can't stand like that queen.
It was all intents and purposes for him to sort of be as a part of the 3rd season. Is like the retreat somewhat of like a gateway to season 3, or is it its own?
Partly I use it as that because I didn't like recasting. I don't like casting. The casting process for me lasts 3 months, and that's a long time. And so because we had lost Kane to Atlanta, and then we just wanted to add some new blood, it would have been easier because our B cast had pretty much gone, and then our A cast, we had lost somebody. So I was like, well, this would be a perfect way to see if these people can mesh well with the group. If so, let's push them on in. And I felt at the time that Eric would have been a good fit because I thought that he was going to be able to be cunning enough to take advantage of the platform and not look like an ass that he's making himself out to be. But wishful thinking.
I noticed whenever we mentioned Eric, you mentioned past tense words as in, at the time and no longer like that. So, I mean, we could really just get right to it because we saw the live that I think you did with Cameron, and that's when you gave us the real tea. I was just like, So, for those that may not have seen it, there were some comments that Eric had made in regards to you and your loved ones. Do you mind sharing what those comments were and how you reacted to those comments during that live?
Sure. So when it came down to the first comment he made, he randomly was at me at an event that we were filming. So we are in production right now for season 3 of Chasing Dallas. He was present. I came to the event. I spoke to him. He didn't speak back. I was like, "Damn, bitch, we just came from the retreat. I thought we did some Musa and healing." But then I saw who he was standing with and coupling up with. And I was like, "Oh, okay. So basically, you over there doing your alliance over there. That's what you're doing. So Reese G don't matter no more." Fine, I paid it. He went back in. I helped him readjust his mic, and we started to film. And then what he did was the most random of things. He said in the midst of an argument, I was shocked, like totally shocked. I was like, "Girl, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? But what's going on?" And so she had made a comment about my book sales, and I'm like, "Girl, you don't know my book sales." And quiet as kept, my book sales helped me get into this flat that I'm sitting in right now. So we can't, we not. But and then she continued to say, "What you need to be worried about is your mother's health." And it's no secret that my mother has had health issues. I mean, she is battling COPD right now. So it's no secret. I let that slide because I'm like, "You don't know my mama, whatever." But then he was on Facebook commenting at a post that I made, and then he said, "Don't play with me, play with your mama." I said, "Okay." Then I saw him at another filming, and he sat there quiet as a church mouse, didn't say nothing to me. He thought he was gonna get addressed that night by some other people, and he scurried his happy ass out the room. When I say scurried, that bitch got up, she ran like it was motherfucking like you was living in the hood and the ice cream truck came around and they was giving out 50-cent ice cream on the whole man. That bitch ran so quickly out that door. But I'm like, "Girl, but you got all this mouth. Like you that girl with the mouth. You the mouth of the South. Bitch scared." So she said that she told everybody that she came. The only reason she came was to address me, which she didn't get around to doing. I'm still waiting for her to address me instead of getting on interviews and talking bullshit because I ain't told her like yet. So keep the questions coming.
You better than me, I tell you that. Because once somebody, if I know that I have a sick family member and somebody makes that comment, that's all I need. I'm already starting the car to run you over. So
listen, I mean, to me, it's like I let people show me themselves, and well, let me back up. So before I moved to Dallas, and skip that part, and now at this point, I am back to letting people show themselves because I kind of lost that along the way. But if you are a person that's going to hit below the belt like that for no apparent reason, none. Like I can't fault you for being stupid and can't understand words. I can't fault you for that. So if you are a person that has a slight grasp on the English language, I cannot fault you for that. But you don't have to take it out on me because you don't understand what I'm saying. And then immediately you want to jump to try and read me. That makes sense. But that's that dumb hoe shit. That's it. I think everybody should have a bouffanda in their life because having a bouffanda in their life will teach you exactly how to act going forward with mollusks because she is clearly missing several brain cells to just do the things that she has been doing. Like I just don't understand how this woman would just voluntarily come at people like that. I don't get it. I really don't know what the problem is.
So coming into season 3, he was filming, right? But something happened and he just wasn't showing up, or he was just popping up here and there after whatever situation popped off.
Well, I don't think that she's a pop up queen. We do have a pop up queen that just keep popping up at all these events and not invited because she don't ever know nobody that's there. But she is popping up, so we do have a pop up queen around. But with her, we invited her to an event. We sent her the call sheet. She didn't come to one. Out of all the out of all the filmings that we invited her to, which has been, I want to say 3 or 4, she showed up to all but one. So it's not like she stopped coming. She just never signed her contract for us to reach out to her more to follow her life. Because who wouldn't want to keep coming when they ain't got shit going on? We're giving you something to do with yourself, something to aspire to. Because you ain't never thought about selling nothing before until you were pressed to do that to be a part of the show. So you said, you know what can I get? Oh, you know what? I'm scrolling through Facebook. Let me tap on this ad so that I can go ahead and invest in some candles for $45 for the entire investment. Let's be clear. But then you selling your candles for $45, and all they doing is slapping your Vistaprint logo on it, and you selling it. You upselling it. Child, I can go right on over to Neiman Marcus and get me a Joe Malone for $65, and it's gonna smelt the whole house and not attract that.
So basically, are you saying that he's got this line as a part of to be a part of the show?
I believe so, yeah. Because he never thought about selling them before. I ain't never seen him post about selling them before. But I could be wrong.
Well, I
I think
did
like he did
promote
lose his,
his
you said he did
candles.
lose his job, so maybe it was like a means to replace the income.
I did do a promotional spot for his candles back in December. I did because he reached out to me and asked me to, and I did. So I assumed that he had already been doing them. But
It's like,
I'm just
he does not
saying.
like. He does
For
not
me,
like.
if you had already had that brand established, it should have been back. You know what? I believe she did. You know, I take that back. I'll eat a piece of crow. I think she did something before. I think she did, and I think the show amped her up to continue it because some people just have the judge and some people don't. And with certain people like her, it's like, you ain't got it, sis. But what you now? You
So,
messy now. She messy. I'm here for that.
so is it that Eric has an issue with? Okay, does most of the cast have an issue with Eric, or does everybody in the cast? Not talking about the retreat. I'm talking about season 3. Does everybody have an issue with Eric, or is just certain people with an issue with Eric? Because he calls you guys the Alliance. So let me just rephrase that question. Is it just the Alliance with an issue, or is it everybody with an issue?
How do I want to answer this question? There's so much I could say, so I'm gonna say all of it. So when it comes down to an alleged alliance, what he should have said, because I'm gonna help this out, what he should have said is people that really hang out together and people that don't. Myself, Trey Howard, your Ariel, we hang out with each other outside of the show. We go eat. We go to air. I talk to Ariel literally every day. I go over her house whenever I'm feeling blue. She comes over to my house whenever she's feeling blue. So we are really friends. Okay. The other girls, I cannot say the same. They bump into each other and then they'll post a picture and say, "Ooh, hey friend." But in all actuality, girl, y'all not cool like that. So when it comes down to an alliance, no. If you guys watch and pay attention to Chasing Dallas Presents the Retreat Season 1, we all tried to get him to understand where we were coming from. Like we were all trying to tell you, like, girl, we all really want to be cool. We all want to be cool with you. We all like you, but this is what you did. Do you understand what you did? And he just he never apologized for the stuff he was saying about Robert. He never quite understood exactly what the problem was. So then we let it go. I can see with myself. No, I can say we let it go. We got back to Dallas, and we were excited to see each other all over again. But the first scene I was in, because I'm not at every filming anymore, because I can't be, but the team has grown. First scene I was in, child, he came at me left, and then he didn't, and then Robert wanted to address him because he was at the event. So when Robert addressed him, child, you could almost tell. I think he pissed lemonade.
Oh Lord. Was this recent? How recent was that?
Maybe it had to be like maybe 2 or 3 months ago because we've been
Oh,
filming quite some time. Yeah, so it was a while back.
because I was like, based on what he said in the interview last week about somebody being in prison, and then Robert came into the chat, I was like, uh-oh.
Well, I don't even know.
Listen.
See, and this is why I say she's stupid or ignorant. I think that she got when y'all said Robert and was asking questions about Robert. It must have been like a Robert Johnson, Robert Taylor, Robert Williams, somebody else, and not Robert, who is a part of the show and has been around filming. Because Robert has never been to jail ever. He has never been pulled over for a speeding ticket ever, and he was not in jail, which was the reason why he couldn't go on the retreat. And it really pissed Robert off because he has a relative very close to him that is about to go away for quite some time, and it was a strain on his family, which is why he didn't go to the retreat. So when Robert saw that, Robert was a little pissed. Rightfully so.
I was just and we tried to during the
I saw
interview.
it.
We, we tried
Mm-hmm.
to be like, not Eric. Now, come on, come
Mm-hmm.
on.
I saw it.
But
And I appreciate y'all for that because I tried to save him too, but the child is just destined. She just wants to crash and burn. She just wants to crash and burn. And I don't know if it's because she come from a place where she never thought that she would be on something like this or something like that. I don't know, but the child just is willfully wanting to get popped. Like she just want to get popped.
I mean, which is sad because you want to cheer for the new person, especially someone who's new to reality TV in general. Like it can be scary, it can be that kind of experience. So it's like when someone's sort of self-sabotaging, it's like, wait, why?
Hmm.
Yeah, because you
But even
like,
but even with that, it was like even how I know him, he was always doing shady shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he was always doing things like that. He was trying to talk to somebody that I was talking to at the time, and the boy never told me and never confirmed it. But I already knew what type of chick she was. On top of, girl is crazy. Like she is just really crazy. Like there's something wrong with her. Like it's something wrong with that woman. But even I'm just like I just don't understand why she would just put herself in certain situations like that because they were not like she not one time that she's talked negative about something that somebody has been in effect or after somebody has done something to her. She felt like we were ganging up on her, but it was like, no, girl, we're just trying to get you to understand what it was and maybe pull an apology out of you. Even Dre Simpa apologized for his part that he played in the problem with him and Trey Howard. And it's just like, well, child, what's wrong with you? You just really don't see that you was being shady. And then we have the footage. So did you not think? And then you go and do interviews and just be like, you wasn't trying to be shady, girl. Yes, you was. You're trying to have a laughable moment. And then what she tried to do when she came to the retreat was build an alliance with Trey Howard by talking shit about me when there was a problem. But little did she know, me and Trey Howard have been hanging out ever literally maybe a week, 2 weeks after the reunion because I wanted to, you know, build a relationship with him after all of that. So she don't know that we done got close. Trey Howard came back. That's why I was mad at breakfast because he came back and he told me exactly what the child had said. And it's like, girl, damn. Your
And
pop-up shop, you mad about that, sis?
and even at the breakfast, I said he's gotten like a reputation for like when things start heating up regarding him, he gets up and he leaves. And he said he was mad at you because I guess what was said to, or what December said, it was something that he felt had got out that he didn't think was supposed to get out, and people were attacking him for it, and he was expecting you as his friend to sort of take up for him or defend him, and when you didn't, I guess he left and got mad at you, and you were kind of like, well, what are you talking about?
Exactly, because I'm like, here's the thing. I'm right is right and wrong is wrong. Now, if you one of my ace boon coons, if we real close, then I'm gonna be on your side in public and scold you in private. Me and him are not like that. People use that word friend so loosely, and it's like, girl, I know you through social media. I thought you was hot because you had a big old booty. Let's be clear. I
He
flirted with you
does.
on social media. He do. I flirted with you on social media in the DMs, but then when you had a boyfriend, I stopped out of respect. You told me that we couldn't date because you said you need to bring a gentleman home to your family. I said fine, I respect it. Moving on, then I see the niggas that you talking to, and I'm just like, these niggas is whack. Like, what the fuck going on here? And then that's how we are friends because you would call me about the situation that you're going through and would like to vent to me about, hey, what should I do about this? Hey, what should I do about that? And I welcomed it. Honestly, I was just really being nice to a fan because when I first met him, that's what he said. Oh, I love the show. I watched the show. Ooh, all of that. I was checking into the Crown Plaza, not a big one, a cheap one, and he was the front desk attendant. So it's like, girl, stop all that. Mm-mm. Please stop it. She's crazy. She's like crazy. It's something wrong with that woman. Something wrong
Well,
with y'all.
we're only on season 3. How many? Well, not season 3, but episode 3. How many episodes in total can we expect from the retreat?
So this is the pilot season, so it's not going to be a long season at all. We are going to. I'm considering doing a reunion, but the way that the how hot it is in Dallas right now, we definitely have to make a decision actually tonight if we're gonna have a reunion or not for it. But it's not gonna be like your traditional style of reunion, and then we should have an episode of that. So pilot seasons have anywhere from 5 to 7 episodes. So can't tell you all of it, but we'll be right there in that sweet spot for sure.
Okay. Well, hopefully this opens up the door for other cities and franchises to do retreats as well, because I'm sure everybody
Mhm.
needs a lot of those exercises, and it's just good to kind of. Because at first, when it was presented and it was going to be the retreat, my thought was this is basically Chasing Reality meets Bad Girls Club, where
Mm.
everybody is going to be in one house.
Mhm.
It's just going to be chaos and disarray for however many days. So
Mhm.
I'm glad that there's like at least an attempt to sort, work out, and at least make sense of, or at least putting like an emphasis on mental health and how to better yourself mentally and things like that. So that's
Yeah,
great.
exactly. Because I mean, I think that when you go to a retreat, you want to get away from everything. And I know I had been going through a lot for the past year. So I was like, even though this is just a few days, child, I guess it's the idea of getting away from Dallas to do something. Because every time I travel, I'm working. I'm setting up stuff. So it's like I really need to get away, and then I wanted to do some work because bringing Resilient Titan there, I was like, girl, the first episode, the first exercise, I'm crying in the back. Girl, waking my chakras and shit, and now I'm in the back crying, girl. Like, what is the problem? But I really felt like these people in particular need to come and needed to get away and just want and needed to heal. Plus, on the business side, I thought it was a great idea that I created by myself.
I mean, cheers to you. Cheers to you.
Thank you.
And moving from Eric, we'll move to December, because December, I think, was a very polarizing figure when this season was announced. It's like, how is this going
He
to
was
work?
he was polarizing on the last show he was on. So you can only imagine how it is now. So
Where it's just like, how is this gonna work? How is this gonna work?
I would say one privilege I would say, being in front of the camera and then behind the camera, is that you are able to see people's better parts than their worst. And December is a very good person. He's a very sweet person. He's a very gentle person. But when it comes down to the way that he reacts, I do not like it. But I'm always tell somebody, hey, if we're gonna be friends, either we gonna deal with each other this way, or we're gonna deal with each other that way. And if you're gonna be my friend, then I don't want to see you fail and hurt yourself constantly, like making posts. And so when, like the post from last night, I said, okay, so since we're gonna play, let me go ahead and finish him, and let's go ahead and do it like this. And so that's kind of what it is. But with Dre Simber, I think that he was one of the people that I feel like when we got done and we rapped, that Resilient Titan and the team that like really took a lot from the retreat, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because there was a time where he should have got up and popped Eric, and I would have definitely held her down and let her pop her. But she didn't. Now, if she was over there with the other situation, I think that she probably would have popped. But Dre Simba did not, which I was just like, what?
I mean, she's probably trying not to do a copy and paste from one platform to the next. So
Yeah.
I applaud, but and that may have been happening at the time of filming. However, both of us, well, all three of us, were on Instagram 24 hours ago and bared witness to the zoo.
Well, from what you said, I missed all the mental breakdowns that was going on. But
I was there for at least a large chunk of it, and I know me and Ressie was in there cackling, and Dario was in there cackling, other cast members in there just having a gay
old time. Well, I can tell you, because like, child, I was like, I got to go to work in the morning. Y'all too motherfucking much.
It was
but
like
child, that child Foe and who else Foe and his people and Feast Filler, child. I was like, this is entertainment, bitch. Child, I learned a new word, I learned a new phrase last night. I had never heard in my life coke rage until I watched that. Never have I heard it.
Well,
never.
See, the first time I heard it was still in reference to 4 at the G Status reunion. So that it wasn't a new term to he left.
I mean, I think I look at it like this. Everybody can definitely take the party, honey, party. But my thing is, when don't take it, because I mean, somebody can say to me, "Oh, Reese's a pothead, or Reese's a weed head, or Reese this and Reese that" about what I do. I mean, but it's like people shun people that do coke, and it's like it's just a drug is a drug. And people want to yell at me when I call people out for doing coke, but it's just like, girl,
because coming from when I lived in Los Angeles, my roommates and a lot of the closest my friends did coke as well, and none of them ever behaved abnormally or in a way that would be described as coke rage. So that's what kind of makes me feel like it's not. Oh shit! Well, hey, whichever one of y'all is working behind.
You got the hood now, Jamar. You got the hood now.
Okay, in Buckhead. No.
So that means that we need to really let's crank it up. No, I'm just playing.
But I feel like that had really nothing to do with the drugs. I feel like that's just how he would react completely sober. To be honest, but it's just their dynamic. How 4 and December used to be friends. Like they've been friends for like 6, 7 some odd years, so they have like a lot of history and stuff that they could use against each other. And there was the other guy, the G Status T Spiller, who's like a
He's
really
still
close friend of December that they talk to a lot, and they was just going back and forth. You got
T Spiller.
four yelling and screaming. You got T Spiller saying you do coke multiple times over and over again, and it was just, it was just so. And then like the people in the back started getting into it. There's about 3-4 people in everyone's house that started getting into it. It was like a cycling door. I'm like, how many bitches do y'all got?
I know that apartment. I promise you. I bet you that apartment smells like the inside of a microwave. I promise you. I bet you it smells like, you know, when you warm up a frozen pizza in the microwave.
Come on, DiGiorno.
And that's what I feel like that apartment. No, not even DiGiorno. You know, I'm from the hood, so you know, it was Mr. P for us, like in the little square pieces, the little one. Child, you put that in the microwave, child. You cut it up, you got a gourmet meal, bitch.
I was just like, it's so much more entertaining when you have no dog in the fight and you just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you just watching all the chaos and just go on, and you just like.
So I know. Listen, because when I was watching, I was talking. I had 2 phones with both of the lives, and I was like, "Bitch, it ain't me, bitch. It ain't me, bitch. It ain't me."
I have nothing to do with none of this.
Oh my
Who said
God.
what and why? It was just like, oh, this is entertaining. I was like, I felt like, because they was going for like, because I got the tail end of the chasing chat that you did with like Troy and Trey Howard, Cameron. Like as soon as that ended was when I started watching their live, and so I felt like I missed a lot. And I was like, that was still going on for like another hour or two. I felt like I should have paid money for this because I am so thoroughly entertained by what's happening on my screen right now.
It was a mess. I was just like, girl, it was just like, and it was just like more people just kept coming from the back. And I'm like, bitch, how many people up in that apartment? Like, how many people are gonna come up? The one girl came to the camera, child, she looked like Menthol 100. And I was just like, I was like, I know. Ooh, yes. With her, she's like good. Her name ain't Nicole, it's Nicolette, honey. And that baby there, ooh, she was giving me everything I needed. Everything.
I was just it was just because he had called me in the middle of me watching it, and I had it just going on in the background. He was like, "What the hell are you watching?" I just turned it around, and you just see December in one corner, just cackling and just being unbothered. You got his 2 friends in the other corner. And you got 4 screaming at the top of his lungs. He's like, "What the hell did I miss?" I said, "A lot."
You know, from that, I went to the grocery store today just because of that live, and I bought Spam, mustard, croquettes, salmon croquettes, ramen noodles, buying the sausages. Bitch, I said, you know what? I'm finna go back to my roots, goddamn it, because they inspire me. So I'm going back to my roots. Shit.
Not Spam.
And I bought. Yes, God. Child, you get you some Spam, child, cut that up and fry it. Throw you a piece of cheese on some bread, child. You got a fricassee. I'm telling you.
That's the only thing that I have never tried. Now, we was good with the Vienna sausage. Now, cut up the Vienna sausage, put them in a little bowl with some hot sauce. That was our hood meal.
I never liked Vienna sausage at all. I never liked it.
Child, let me tell you. My daddy and my grandma were good in country, child. They used to get them a sleeve of saltine crackers and some Vienna sausages to go to town.
Baby, I can't.
And some South meat.
Not the saltine crackers, though. I forgot about this.
Yes, God. You should good saltine.
Fish with a slice of bread.
Yes. Heaven.
That's
you ghetto.
That's how I know I'm black. I'm like the blackity black.
But she be trying to act like you all like you be trying to put me out there for being all ghetto and stuff. Look at your ass doing the same shit I used to do.
Is it
you
false?
You gotta watch.
Is it false though?
What's false? Are you?
No, we're not talking about me. We're talking about you.
But I'm asking you, are you ghetto?
I mean,
I mean, he a black man with dreads. First of all, that's gonna tell right there.
But see, mine aren't matted with a bunch of random
Oh,
objects caught in between.
Any man that got dreads and they black and they say eat ramen noodles, oh, it's you're ghetto. Like period. But see, they don't switch it up nowadays. See nowadays the professionals say they love pho, and they go and get pho and their egg rolls. But it's ain't number ramen noodles, fancy ramen noodles, with bean sprouts and chicken in it. That's all that is. Come on now.
Because I came from Detroit, so it's just like anytime I mention that, people always ask me, have I ever seen anybody get shot?
I was gonna ask that.
See, 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 that's the shit.
I mean,
you know,
it dawned on me.
I told somebody I'm going to Detroit next month, and somebody told me, "Well, you better be careful." I'm like, "Be careful with what? You know how it is up there. You better be careful." I'm
Now,
like,
Hmm.
right now, it's not the greatest. Growing up in like the '90s, it was great. Now, once I hit about 2005 and onward, yeah. But it is what it is. So, did you have to have any sort of conversation with Dre Simber after the last night's events, or did you just kind of let it
Well, he
ride?
called me and I didn't answer, and because I had just got abreast of the comment that he made about Chop Dallas, and I was just like, what? And so I had just got abreast of that, and I was just like, girl, I really don't want to talk to you right now. On top of I'm at work, so girl, I'll talk to you later. And so she did call me. We did have a text message conversation, and one thing about Drake Simber is I look at him like a younger brother, slightly younger, extremely slightly younger. And I'm trying to make it very clear because the bitch ain't old.
That's extremely slightly. That's a new one.
Yes,
I'm the
yes.
one that's
And
old. I'm the one that's
yeah,
old.
how old are you?
I just turned 32 last month.
Oh, okay. Well, that ain't old, but you older than me. Amen. But
Good for you.
but yeah. I mean, it wasn't like an in-depth conversation or whatever, but it was just like, hey, he was like, can you take down that post? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna take down that post because I meant what I said on that post. Just like you meant what you said, and you standing in it. I mean what I say. But as a friend, if you're saying that you're trying to rebrand yourself and do all this stuff, there are certain things that you shouldn't be doing if you're really trying to be taken seriously in a different light. These things that you're doing, they're gonna cause you to have a post about you, like what I did. So if you stop doing it, then you'll be a little better off. And that's why the post is still up right now.
Because it does start to look like more of the same when you started falling into that behavior. Because on the show, at least right
Hmm.
now, it looks like he's going in that direction of the rebranding. Showing, even though he had the altercation with Trey Howard initially in the first episode, it was like,
Hmm.
okay, when he did the breakfast, hey, I said some stupid shit. I want to apologize. Let's move forward. Cool. But then, present day, we're seeing something a little bit different. So,
And it's like with Drake Simber, I think that I think I call it muscle memory. He's so used to having to defend himself and come back at people that say something that you can honestly let go. It's a read, but not really a read, girl. Just let it go. And that's where, his lies come from because he always say, ain't nobody gonna fund me and all this stuff. And I'm just like, girl, people gonna talk about you to the day you die. And if you're trying to rebrand, you need to take this time because God just very well maybe testing you to see if you deserve the blessing He got from you, if you can withstand all this little shit, and you are feeling miserable. So,
Well, my advice would be because of the fact that he came from one show and then he came to another show now that's a little bit better off for him. I would say that I do agree with the whole thing about not really responding to what everybody has to say about you, because especially when you are in front of the camera, there's going to be opinions. I mean, even though we give our opinions on you guys when we do our reviews, people give their opinions on us. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they're not the most favorable opinions at all. I've read a lot of horrible stuff about
Child,
me.
I
People have
know it.
said horrible things about me.
It comes to
It's
territory once you reach a
it
certain
comes
level.
with the territory. So sometimes you have to learn how to just go around it, because I was tested. Well, both me and Jamar were tested. One of the people that was mentioned, that I would never say their name because, yeah, they got mad at us because of our opinion on their show. And they went and did what they did, made videos about us, went on other platforms and talked about us, and it took a lot out of me not to respond. Normally I would have responded.
You
I
did.
did I did respond, not verbally,
You did.
but had my clips from other reality shows to speak for me. But as far as going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, I didn't do that. That's the least I could say I did. He don't want to give me my credit. Now, if
No,
this
no, no,
was
no, 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 no.
if this
I
was
just
about
want
a
you
year
to
and
tell the
a half
truth.
ago, if this was a
Truth,
Okay.
year and a half
and
ago, I
shame the
probably would
devil.
have went live and live and live and live and went back and forth, but I did not, because everybody's not going to be happy with you. So I do see potential in Dre Simmons, because regardless of how polarizing he may be, he's good for what he does, but he also got to learn to just rein it in and not let people get, I don't want to say get to him, but not let people make him feel like he has to respond to every little thing they say, because you don't have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gets hard though, because I know for me, I've gotten to the point where when it comes to like viewers, I don't really respond to them. But now I'm working on this vlogger situation, because the people that vlog and I just look at their following and be like, oh, okay, I ain't got to say nothing to you, girl, because they ain't gonna reach nowhere anyway, so it don't matter. So I just take my moments and with a grain of salt, because it gets so old when you just living your life and it just so happens to be in front of a camera for 30 minutes to an hour and you are judging me off of that, you know? But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's the same
I mean,
concept of, excuse me.
yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, we do videos for 15 to 20 minutes at a time, giving our opinion, and people already got get these notions about us as if they know who we are. Like, of course, I'm not putting up a front on video. I'm putting it up there to let you know that who I am on the camera is who I am outside of it. Probably even
Right.
worse. But but at the same time, I'm just I'm trying to learn not to let it bother me myself. Like,
Hmm.
sometimes you can't go too far with the shit they say.
Oh yeah,
But
most definitely.
but sometimes you have to just take it with a grain of salt. I told Jamar the other day, I said someone called me little sickle cell about a month ago. I don't know what the fuck that means, but they called me little sickle cell, and usually I would have got offended, but I laughed.
Oh.
Girl.
Are they saying
Yes,
that do you have sickle cell?
I don't. I'm guessing they saying I have it because I'm skinny, I guess. I don't know. And I'm not even that
Oh,
skinny anymore. So it's like, you can't win for losing. If they feel like you got too much weight on you, then you're fat as hell. If you're skinny, then they think you doing drugs, or they think you sick. Like, it's or if they don't hear me say this man
Judgmental group of people on the planet.
or if they don't hear me say Jamar's name once or twice, or see me post a picture of him maybe once or twice, oh, they beefing.
y'all
Like,
at each other necks. Mm-hmm.
Every time. So, since you are a co-creator and a producer of these reality shows, and you work closely with and Dario on this platform, what would you say are like the top three to five characteristics that someone would have to possess to sort of get the most out of a platform like Chasing Reality?
Drive, patience, and a sense of humor. Because you have to be driven to even want to do something like this. Because I mean, chasing whatever is based around you going after your dreams, and people honestly investing in you to see exactly what you're doing. So eventually, if you are a person that sells, I don't know, cupcakes, and after we see your journey with these cupcakes, we're gonna want to buy them afterwards. So I mean, you definitely have to be driven because there are people that have come through the brand who have not, which is why I was crying at the reunion. I just really, it really hurts me to see people come through the entire season, watch it back, and still not try to further themselves outside of clocking in for somebody. Like that really bothers me, especially when it's my people, LGBTQ people of color. As whimsical as that may sound, I was just like, that shit just drives me because I know where I came from. Like I can call my mama and be like, "Hey, mom, can you pay my rent this month? I'm, in debt or whatever." But some of these people can. So you have to be driven. You have to be patient because now there are certain things I cannot do. No matter how much I want to mollywop any bitch on the show that says something about me, I cannot do it unless they touch me first because I believe in defending myself. So if I if y'all see me fighting, just know it's only because they touched me first.
Does Texas have a stand your ground law?
No, they don't. Oh well, yes. Stand your ground is what when they
I think
when it's
if they,
okay for you to defend yourself and you don't
yeah,
get like
I think
yeah.
like if
So
you're
they
attacked first, you can kill
you can shoot
them.
them. Yeah. So yes, they do have that here. You can literally shoot.
I know you can do it. I know most states have like if they enter your house, you can shoot them. But
Well, here
I
in
don't know.
Texas, it's like even if they're on your property, like in your yard, and if you feel threatened, like you can call out to them, and if they don't respond back, that's a form of threat, and then you can crack it.
Mm.
You can do it, yes.
Get it
So
pop.
I think that you definitely have to have patience, and then even with the show, it is in their contracts, like whoever is the offender and the person on the defense, we do have to sit down. And I have to ask the person on the defense if they want to press charges because I think that's only fair. You definitely have to have a lot of patience, and you definitely have to. I can't remember what my last one was, but to be on a platform like this, you just have to make sure that this is something that you really want to do. And with me, I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody eat. You ain't necessarily got to eat at my table. You can be at the table over there, but I do want to see you win and eat, which is why I tell people, if you want to call me and you want to talk it out on how you can benefit my phone, I got two phones. One of them go off at 8 o'clock each day, but well, I try to cut off 8 o'clock. But, yeah.
Oh, child.
Well, I agree with everything you're saying about the reality show thing because, like, people have said time and time again, Scotty, you should join one of those reality shows. You should join Chasing. You should join this. You should join. I know how beneficial it could be, but the mental part, you got to deal with the people in the comments every week. You got to deal with the people like me that's doing the vlogs on the show. Then you got
Mm-hmm.
to deal with the people on the show. It may be somebody on the show that sees you as a target. They
Right.
wanna pick a fight. They wanna make you a target. They wanna do this. They wanna do that. Or your character could be compromised because you're put in situations that you wouldn't normally be put in, or you in around people that you wouldn't normally be around, and your reaction
Mm-hmm.
may be a little bit different. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I have calmed down a whole lot these days. I'm very much so zen these days.
we
I'm
we in
still,
our
I
thirties
still,
now, bitch.
I'm still rough around the edges just a little bit, but I'm still
It's
like,
okay.
kind of zen. It's
Mm-hmm.
only so much I could tolerate. You know what I mean? But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, it's like I don't even like to argue anymore. It's like I'd be like, okay, fine. I get up and leave, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes hand in hand. It can help
Mm-hmm.
you. It can help you, but it
It
can
can hurt you.
also challenge your mental as well. Because I
Yeah,
know
you
for
definitely
me,
have to
if
be.
I was
You
mentally
gotta
ready,
be. Yes, you have to be mentally. You have to be such a person to give as much. And I would say, season three of Chasing Dallas is definitely going to be different from the past two because we do have to step it up. But now I believe that we have the right group of people who are able to show them more of you and they're prepared for it because they don't kind of went through it with season two. Some people still don't get it, but it's not my job for you to help you get well it is my job to help you get it, but I can't force you to want to understand like how to benefit from this random hate that's going to come about because some of these comments have you girl up and you just got to be ready for it.
because
And if you're
knowing me,
not,
I
bitch.
argue with everybody. I will argue with everybody in that damn comment section. And Jamar would tell me, if you don't put that phone down, I'll be somewhere. I'll be tic tac
Time.
on that.
Because you got
I
to
think I
remember,
think that's
they're watching you. It's not the other way around. They're giving commentary on you. You don't know who they are. They're a
But
black
I'm learning. But
box.
I got to learn that right now. Even when I'm talking about like the Housewives of Atlanta, and these girls come in the comment section and start going in on me and shit like this, and then I be feeling the need to have to respond. But now, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, you know what? Let me stop. Because at first, when y'all was coming for me, y'all was talking about my mouth. Now I got to beg and fix my mouth. Now y'all can't talk about my mouth. Now y'all got to find something else to talk about. So it's just like it don't matter. Like at this point, I just gotta just say fuck it. Like I'm not even gonna respond. Now it's just some shit. Some shit. I ain't gonna let you make me with it now. Some shit I'm just gonna have to give it to you.
and like with me, I think I'm getting back to that because moving to Dallas, I personally was like, I don't want to be perceived as a mean girl because I was perceived like that because of the girls I hung around in Atlanta. And then, of course, I always went out done. So people always thought that I had resting bitch face just because I was beat. But, I just really, I just really wanted to kind of come out here and just be, different. But ooh, Dallas is a city where I believe if you can make it in Dallas, you can make it anywhere because these girls out here will chew you. It's different from Houston. Like I believe like Houston is like a mini Atlanta to me, but like Dallas is so elitist. It's so classist. Like if you're not cut out for Dallas, shall you be back living in what's the main cities that people come? Shreveport, Jackson, Mississippi, Atlanta,
Oh
Georgia,
Lord.
Tyler, Texas. They be back at home.
See, it's weird how
Not Jackson. Oh my
we,
God.
because I lived in Houston for 6 years, and
Mhm.
we said the same thing about Dallas. How Dallas is like a mini Atlanta. If you can make it in Houston, you can make it anywhere.
Really?
Because there used to be like a lot of balls and stuff that we would have in Houston, where a lot of the Dallas girls would come, and it would be like this whole thing. No, it never ended without there being a fight in the parking lot, ever. But I never knew why. Like I don't know, it was like Dallas, Fort Worth, that whole area, and then Houston and uh, Galveston, always going into it. It was just always a
Ooh,
mess.
Well,
But
I can
shit,
only
we wouldn't
imagine.
know
Galveston
around
just
here.
sounds good.
I mean, that's what Jackson is. I'm 25 minutes away from there. I know that. Well, I can't talk because my little ass town is like 25 minutes away. It's. Oh, we really hood around here.
Oh,
We really hood.
ooh,
Small town, but very hood.
so,
ooh.
But
oh,
what am I? But I can't. I ain't gonna go there. One of my own from this very little hood, but just on my is on the bill collector. So she making move for our hood though. I can say that.
you can make it from anywhere. Reese,
Is
I
that
know what
what
you
you
look.
said?
I know what you're looking at. Look away. Reese, I know what you're looking at. Look away.
Because it just computed. Because I read it like 3 times, and I was like,
I didn't know if Dre Simba
Because
was. I didn't
I
know if Dre
saw the
Simba was
expression on his
joking
face.
or not.
I saw the
I didn't
expression.
know
I'm
if
like,
he was
I
joking or
know
not.
exactly what he's looking at. I I'm not sure what's happening.
I don't know.
No, I know exactly what it is. They were calling Dre Simba a colorist last night. because of what he was saying about Eric in the green
I
screen. I
saw when
think he
Dre Simmer
said
went
something about
live.
an
I
ape
was
or something.
Did I miss that
yeah.
context? When
He
did
called him
how?
like a gorilla or an ape escape from the zoo or something like that. And I wish I would have, I should have called him and told him to get off live because there's no reason in defending that. Colorism is real, but in that situation, it was simply a read because everybody letting Eric make it with the racist ass comment he made about Asian people doing nails. So if y'all letting him make it for that, then why y'all trying to put colorism on Dre Simber just because he's lighter? Girl, please. Because one minute y'all want to say colorism, but when everybody tearing him up on screen, that's the only thing y'all can feel sorry for him about. Because he's darker. Girl, bye.
Well, I don't know why that didn't even register to me as like a racially insensitive statement that Eric had made. I thought it was just based ignorance, but
Child, when he came and did an interview with Child, I was just like, oh my God. He is just horrible. Because he was just racist by the whole thing. It was like so many levels of prejudice. And I was just like, girl, oh my God. It was, now that interview was good. Y'all did good. I would say that because it was definitely entertaining. But I was like, girl, are you serious?
ooh, I gotta plug my phone in. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was very interesting to say the least. It really, really
Mm-hmm.
was. It was very interesting to say the least. Like I was
Lies are
trying
always
to
interesting. Mm-hmm.
like because like when the show started, of course, I was rooting for him when it first started
Me too.
for obvious reasons.
What are the
But
obvious reasons?
Wait, who are you talking
I'm
about?
I'm not even going there. I
I'm
ain't
talking
doing
about
it.
Eric.
Yeah, we talking about Aries.
And you
Ain't
said you're
nothing
rooting for
happened.
him for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought he was like, I thought he was cute. I thought he had a big ass, and I just, and I promoted his product for him, so I thought he was a nice person. So of course I wanted to root for him. But
I think he is a nice person. He's just dumb as a box of air.
Reese.
Yeah. Hmm?
oh my god, you just not letting up.
Mm-mm, I'm not going to. Because see, here's the thing. When it comes down to that girl, every opportunity I get to slay her, I'm going to do it. Because one thing about you is you are wanting these problems. So now I know for me, I'm going to get it to you. Because the problem that you want that can come from me, you really don't want. You really don't. Because, girl, the way I'm set up in this city, girl, you wouldn't be, oh, excuse me, the way Rob set up, first of all, she can't even go to a club right now. And then the way I'm set up, girl, do you not understand? Like, if you got Robin who got the city, the hood, the city, the bread of the scene, because they know him, and then you got Reese, the new girl in the city that everybody lives for, because we got two totally different groups right there. If you got the people that's down for the town, you got the newbies that are living for the city together, not liking you, girl, you might as well move back to Florida. But I think that's what she wants. I think that's what she wants. I'm convinced that's what she wants because only a ignorant, basic at best ape would do something like that. Because you act like a primate.
Not
You act as
serious.
if you want to. I'm just saying. You act like you just have no training. That's why
Now
I'm
you know
referring to
that.
him as an animal. Because girl, you just act like you just have. It's embarrassing to me.
It's entertaining as an
It
audience
definitely
member.
is. But the thing about it is, she thinks people are laughing with her. They're laughing at you, sweetheart. Everybody laughing at her.
I'm curious now, like what else from because we commented on a lot from the interview that we did with Eric. Said what else from the interview can you recall that you thought was just like outlandish or you disagreed with what he said?
I didn't. Most of it was.
trying to figure
Throw
out
the
how.
whole interview away, goddamn it. No, but I really didn't like that he was trying to say that he would sue me for revenge porn. Because even when she was explaining it to y'all, she's so dense that that's not even what it is. So let me educate y'all on what revenge porn is. Revenge porn is if it was posted publicly. If something was posted publicly and it can be proven in court that the person did this out of anger, that is revenge porn. What she's talking about is a nude that she unlocked.
On one of the applications.
On Jack
Oh, see, I was trying to be.
that I kept. So my thing is, it's like, girl, just as easy as I sent you pictures, you didn't know it was me, but it's definitely my hottie. Like, girl. But then, and now it's a problem of, now you're trying to say you sue me? When in all actuality, girl, there is so much litigation I could put you in just for breach of contract from things that you've done. I promise you, I had at Lexus with a dent. I had me one. But it's like, I hate when stupid people do stupid things. Like most idiots that I know, at least back home, sit in the corner and be quiet and rock because they don't know what to say. But this bitch, she just, I don't know what's wrong with her, y'all.
What I will say, I do like that exercise that y'all did, where it's like I'm gonna put the piece of tape on, I'm gonna get to say whatever it is I want to say, and you can't respond. I feel like that's actually a good idea that people should take, and they should do that at each reunion. They should do that.
Tape in. But that one was, I would say that exercise was surprising to me because I was like, y'all done gave me the tape twice. Like, bitch, do I really talk that damn much? But what I took from that is, in turn, they wanted me to be quiet and listen to what they had to say. Because both Ariel and Dre Simber gave me compliments, and I was appreciative of that. And sometimes I forget to give myself pats on the back or whatever, or appreciate it. So, but I think it was very good. And then even in that situation, I tried to be on Eric's side again. Girl, what's wrong with her?
I I don't know. So, I mean, aside from season 3, because I know you guys are in production of it right now, so there's not much that you can really talk about. What are still some upcoming projects, or things that we can help support you from? Is there anything that you want to promote?
So we do have some, Chasing LA. I'm not on the team with Chasing LA, but I definitely support Chasing LA, and I can, I'm here. But that's Q and his team. Chasing LA is coming. So from what I hear, they cranking it. So y'all are definitely gonna be entertained. The
I
cast, I think,
heard.
is beautiful and unique at the same time. Um, then me and Ontario are working on new projects. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the table to next present to the channel. We may bring y'all a little game show. We may bring y'all a little cooking show. We may bring y'all. I believe we are actually going to. Chase and Chat was actually kind of cute. So I think we definitely want to move forward with that. So we may bring y'all a new city outside of LA. So we're working. I think that coming into the brand, I always jokingly say I wasn't there from day one, but I was definitely there from day two. I've seen Ontario grow into this businessman that is really now understanding the level of where this could be with helping us. Because it's always, for us, it's always about helping the gays, gay people of color. That's where our drive comes from. And then secondly, it's like, well, girl, we can make this look good and we can key about it, but that's the first, our first go-to. But yeah, we got some things coming. I am working on a second book. I've been kind of, I don't know which one I want to put out because I've been working on a dating book for gays. And then I also have been working on a book that's kind of more
Oh,
like an
Jesus.
inspirational situation. I know. And now it's like people always, like, whenever I go live and cook, everybody want me to do a cookbook. So now I'm like, girl, what y'all want? So
I
I'm
want
just
to see
like,
this dating for gays. Somebody say, let me find the homosexual that has cracked the code on how to find and date in modern society with Jack, Grinder, Instagram, Christian Mingle, Farmers
Mm-hmm.
Unite, whatever it is. How do you navigate?
It's definitely easy to navigate. It's just you have to understand how to use your look. And if you know how to use your look, you can get away with everything. That's the key to it. Because if I didn't wear makeup, if I didn't do all the judge, I could be betrayed and get every little gay boy that I wanted.
Thank
Literally. But because we are anomalies, because you may look at you, Jamar, and then think, oh, he's so eclectic and he got this and got that. When in actual, you're more glamorous. Then you may look at Scotty and be like, oh, he's a trade. Oh my god! But then you see that he's not the trade, but still the trade. Because that
Butch
hurts feelings.
Queen. She's a Butch Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I definitely
Hey.
want to see that book. Is it going to be on Audible? Are you going to read it yourself?
The funny thing is I wanted to release it as a not an EP, but like as a album, like a spoken word album way. Because I'm thinking bigger. I'm like, girl, if Whoopi Goldberg, well, that's not a good comparison. If some random bitch can get a damn Grammy for, because I can't. I mean, it's like Whoopi, like bitch, you shooting a little too high. But if somebody can get a damn something, I just at this point, I have been believing in myself more ever since I jumped into Dallas, just moving out here with no family and being an adult. So I'm like, I'm taking every opportunity I can manifest and create for myself. And I'm gonna try and build on that thing. So yeah, but
Well,
we got more
being
shows
that
coming.
being that y'all are talking about going into another city because we already have Chasing Dallas, Chasing Atlanta, and now we have Chasing LA. Is there any particular city, in your own personal opinion, that you would be interested in looking at?
If I had the money to like really, 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 really do it, I would like my top five would be Reno. I always say Reno, DC, Chicago. I would like to see a New York, and I would like to see a Miami.
I was thinking New Orleans.
I thought about New Orleans too, but I can't drink that much water, so it's like I don't want to go down there and then something happens. Like I'm scared of places like that. I would never move and live in Miami because I'm scared of tidal waves and
Hurricane.
shit, hurricanes and
Well, I mean, in
tsunamis and
Texas, we get
whatever.
hurricanes all the time.
I know, but
It
at
is
least if I
not
live
all
in
the
the
time.
inland, if I live in, because I live in the city, so at least some buildings or something can block the shit. But like, girl, whew, that stuff freaks me out, honey.
Which is
Mm.
fair. Which is fair. Scotty, do you want to play the game, or do you have anything beforehand that you want to?
Um, we can go ahead and go into the game because I think I asked the question I wanted to ask already, as far as like the city is concerned. Ain't nobody. I'm just very curious to know because I know ain't nobody coming around this motherfucker here, so we ain't worried about nobody
I mean, the
coming to
old
this city
network
to
just
do
just filmed
nothing.
the Bell Collective there.
But
That's
we really honestly like we would if we of course those are the major cities, but like if we were to go to Florida, we probably would choose Miami, we probably choose Orlando. The cities that we don't know where the gays are like that or they haven't been like highlighted. So, which is why we came to Dallas versus Houston. And plus I lived here, so I mean it was just like, you know.
and on top of that, if y'all did come to Jackson, I wouldn't do the show. They can have out. They can have it.
Jackson, baby, Jackson got some stuff in there.
But I keep,
Oof.
I,
and I talked to Scotty about it. So I keep going back and forth in my mind. It was like, should you audition? Why not? But then I'm like, that sounds terrifying.
It's what you
Terrifying.
make it, to be honest. I mean, because I think what makes it hard is when people try to get on camera and be somebody else and like I know people gonna like this read. I know that people gonna like that read. When in all
mhm.
actuality, like your everyday life, you don't have to think about your reads; they just come about. So, excuse me, if you are able to be yourself on camera, it's fun and it's natural and it's easy to do. What makes it hard is when people try to gripe and defend themselves because you're just not being who you naturally are, you know. And I finally fought to it season five as season five, child, season two, but I had to kind of pull myself back into it and really be more aware of what I was contributing to the project. And I really feel like that's the only part that makes it hard with doing reality TV because you got to remember who you was that last scene.
And on
So,
top of that, I know I can speak for both me and him. I think the issue with us is it's terrifying, but we also can be a little bit self conscious about who we are as far as our personalities are concerned because we don't think sometimes that people would grasp more to us because believe it or not, because Reese got into me when I got into the Justice League stuff.
mhm,
Before I even got into Justice League, Jamar and I were already friends, and we were already get ready to start our platform before we even got into it, before I even got into the Justice League stuff. So when we were trying to start our platform, we were nervous because we were trying to do something like this a long time ago. But because of
mhm,
our personalities and because we are gay, we feel. I know for me, I ain't gonna say we. He can speak for himself on this, but for me, I feel like when it comes down to gays, the only thing that people want to see is the same old stuff. Like if you look on reality TV, you get the same type of gays. You get the Zell Swags and the Derrick Jays, and you get the same stuff. You don't get nobody like us on reality TV because some people may call it boring. So when people were coming to us talking about doing these shows or whatever, or even me, because people have said to me many a times that I should do a show like Chasing Dallas, Chasing Atlanta. I'm like, I'm not entertaining enough for that shit. Like these folks gonna call me boring every damn week. Like no.
but it's like, and like what I always preach to the cast is it's not about being entertaining because people live vicariously through you. The people that like you is because they can relate to you and be like, that's my cousin, that's my sister, that's my brother. I am that
Mhm.
person. So they may be living through you on the screen because that they wouldn't be bold enough to do something like that. And I always tell them, just focus on, don't try to say something, don't try to be perfect or anything like that. Just give you, and then I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen afterwards. Like when Ariel expressed her viewpoint on the Malaysia Booker situation and how angry she was, I said, "Well, girl, this inadvertently is gonna put you in a realm of being somewhat of an activist or an advocate. So are you ready for that? This is what I want to say. Okay, we'll go ahead and say it, but this is where you're gonna be at. And then you have so much influence after that point. So you just got to know how to manage it. So I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind watching
it's.
you.
I mean, cause I know I think sometimes I go back and I watch my own videos sometimes and I be laughing at my damn self. So I got to be entertaining some kind of way.
I do
And
too.
then
I do too.
and then when me and Jamar talk all the time, so it's like he always laughing at my ass. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
maybe I am funny enough to do something like that. Because I don't try to be funny. I'm just being myself. There ain't nothing I try to
Mhm.
do.
And I think that's
Me
what it is.
neither.
We feel like when they're, doing the scenes, they're sort of trying to give something for an audience. Whereas if I don't try and I just try to be as authentic, that's when it's funny. But if I have to try to be like, okay, make a joke, it's not going to work.
Mm.
Right.
It's not going to work.
But that's what people do. Like some people, like even on Chasing That's Resistant Retreat, they prep and plan their reads because they're looking to try and slay somebody in their green screens or in person or something like that. When if you just be yourself, then you'll have those clips that will take care of the person in the room. But some people are just
Well,
vice
I do know
versa.
that I think a lot of them be looking because we all watch reality TV or have watched reality TV at some point. They look at certain reality stars that they love and they try to model themselves after them. Like you see a Nene Leaks and you want to be like her, or you see my ghetto ass like a K Michelle, you want to be like her, or you want to do like those reality personalities that pops like that. that's something that they want to be. But you can be that, but just do it at your own pace. You don't have to do it
In
like
your way.
everybody else.
In
I'm
your own
curious
way.
because I'm thinking now as we talk about this because you started on the platform by hosting the first reunion and you kind of progressed from there. When you did say starting with the reunion and even when the first season of Chasing Dallas and you filmed it, and then the months later when it started to air, did you watch it like through your hands? Like were you
Terrified.
just like,
Terrified.
oh, we're about to see it. I'm remembering all the stuff that happened. How is this gonna look?
Like when I watch, because like now, yes, I'm a part of the editing process, but I'm not the editor. So I do like a lot of times when we're editing, we may do it a week out or something like that. Um, I'm seeing it back for the first time, and this are like, damn, bitch, I forgot I said that, or the green screens or something like that. Because this season, for season three in particular, I am if I'm not on good terms with somebody, I'm not filming their scene. Like I'm not actually physically filming it because every now and then I got to jump behind the camera myself, which is fine, but I'm not physically filming it. I'm not going to be present for green screens for anybody who has a current confrontation or problem with me on camera. Yeah, for those scenes, like I'm coming in brand new at each scene now, which is nerve fucking wracking. Because at least I can prepare myself because I'm like, I know she gonna read me because of this, I know they gonna read me because of this because I saw that scene. But now everything is so like, girl, it's like so far left now. You really have to prepare yourself. So like even now when I'm watching it back, I think I'm most, peeking through my fingers for the comments because I want to see what they're saying about it. Where do you stand about what's your critique on the show now? What's your critique on the cast? And and then like say if me and like Ariel or somebody is watching together, I'll just be like, girl, you ain't gonna like this part, but girl, I'm just saying, okay, I love you though.
Well, I can
you
say
know,
this.
I'm about to read you right here. Hold on. Just
Right. I can say this as far as Chasing Dollars is concerned. Like I can honestly say because I said this to Jamar that I probably I'm because everybody goes up for Atlanta and I do too, but I do see it for Dallas. I do see all of the potential for them because I started out watching Chasing Atlanta and then when I saw the first time I saw that the Chasing Dallas was coming out was when Charles posted it on his Instagram and I know him from around here. We got the same friends, whatever, so we know each other already. So I'm like, oh, well, since you are on the show, I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna do reviews on it, whatever, whatever, whatever. So it started off like that, and then when I watched the show, there was, of course, I like Charles because I already know him. I already hang out with him already, and then we
mhm,
meet Kane, and I love Kane, and then
mhm.
we saw Aubrey. I liked Aubrey, and then I wasn't too keen on Markel at the beginning. It's up and down, up
Nobody
and
is.
down, up and down. Oh my god! But however, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, okay, Now I will say that that reunion that host that y'all had the very first time, I don't give him nail another like. Mm-mm. But the second season was great. It's kind of like it's kind of like for the second season, it's like you saw where the weaknesses was, and then you kind of took it and found people that would elevate it. So the second season
Hmm.
will always reign supreme,
Hmm.
at least until the third season come out, because this third season sounds like it's gonna be off the chain. But the second season was very good. You picked the right people to do the show, as
Thank
well
you,
as host their reunion, because
Imani.
yeah, Imani is good for that. She is.
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
been a
I would
recession.
agree. I would
Excuse me.
agree. It's like just going into season two, I was like, Beyonce said it best. I compete with myself, and I have to look at me and do better. Like I had to do better, and I listened to the people that reviewed the show. I read the comments, and I was like, okay, so these are the problems. Let's try and fix it. Because I think coming out the gate, we had a good first season. I mean, it set everybody up, and you got to know everybody. And then season two, it was like a total facelift. From I was like, I want a different song. I got to find a remix for the song. I want a different opening. I want everything to be elevated. And
Mm-hmm.
even with season 3, there are some things that I have set in place that are a little overzealous, but I feel like we can accomplish them to, keep going up and up and up. Because I think it would be doing our supporters and people that support us a disservice if we don't try to, better ourselves and give y'all something to watch. Um, like, 'cause even now, as we're going along, we are getting a lot done. And last season had what, 16 episodes? I wanted to do 22 episodes season 3, but I got told no, I can't do that many. So Dario was like, "Bitch, no, bitch, cut that back." So I was like, "Okay, well, you know, that's kind of the thing." And I listened, and the city of Dallas gave me hell season 1. In the city, socially, everything, they were giving me hell because it was like, "Who was this girl? Who was this?" But season 2 definitely helped welcome new energy from the city for sure, and I'm loving it right now. So
With as big as the platform or just Chase Film Reality has gotten, like the accomplishment of like the 1.6 million views in total across the whole platform,
mhm.
what would you say? And as I wish that Dario could comment if he's here, what would you say is the end goal for the platform? Like, what would be your dream end goal for the Chasing Reality?
And for me, the end goal, and I think this kind of makes it clear. I think this is the first time I'm gonna publicly say it, is to be able to pay our cast. And the reason I say that is if we grow and continue to grow on YouTube, then the more subscribers we have, the more money we can potentially make, and continue to pay them for exposing them and giving themselves the opportunity to be on the platform to just give your bear it all. And so right now, my thought is let's reach 100,000 subscribers, because then the money will come and people will want to be working with us, because then we making some noise now, but then we was like, okay, bitch, y'all officially, y'all something, you know. And I think that that's for me an end goal. Am I saying no? We shouldn't go to a network. I mean, somebody want to come and they want to put us on the network. Let's go. But the scary part about that is the creative control.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They usually change
So.
Mm-hmm.
your
Mhm.
entire vision into something
Mhm.
unrecognizable sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that reminds me of another blogger. I know everybody knows her, Unwind with Tasha K. I remember her saying a couple of months back that I think a network was interested in her YouTube show, but she turned down what they were giving because she wouldn't have no creative control. They was going to try to water her down, and she felt it would be much better and much more lucrative for her to do it right here on YouTube because she could still get paid. She almost at 1 million subscribers. She can do whatever she want to do and stay as raw as she wants to. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
sometimes TV is a great thing, but sometimes it could really water you down. Because look at Wendy Williams. I mean, remember how she look at how she used to be on the
She
radio,
needed to be
but
watered down.
nowadays,
Yeah, she used to be very shocky,
She needed to
but
be watered
now,
down.
well, she did. I can agree with that for sure. But I mean, I like the turned up Wendy. I shit, read bitch. I live for her when she be going in on people, and it just be so random and so real and so serious. I used to live for her. But I mean,
but
that's
see
the
that
truth. I mean, yeah, when you go to a network, I mean, it definitely changes things. But I mean, unless if they can cut a deal, because I mean, if they cut a good deal where we can still work and we can't get fired for a certain amount of seasons and we can still contribute, because I just still think that networks always want to play it safe. They always want to play it safe when it comes down to certain things. But the most shocking of things is what brings the views in, I believe. And then if there's some money behind it, I think it'll do good. And at this point, y'all just give us the money. We'll continue to put it on YouTube. We just need some more coins. Shit.
basically.
Okay, make it more legit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like just fund the show for us. We can still
Yeah.
keep it on YouTube. Just fund it.
And we
Because
don't
it's
even really
it,
need a lot to make it even better than where we at. We just need, a little bit more access to certain things, and just, because I mean, me and Ondario still work. We working, so, and everything's coming just straight from us. So it's like if we could have just that extra added help or something. I mean, I live that. You know.
you know what, Jamar, we sit here and we complain about us working and doing this at the same damn time, and then I'm listening to Reese and he's saying him and then Dario still have to work and they still have to do this show and they still have,
Well, see, they've
bitch.
been doing it for a while, so they've had a chance to adjust. This is brand new, and we've
Oh,
adjusted.
I
So,
think it's tough because I mean you got to look at. I go to work at 7:30. I get off at 4. I head home. Takes me maybe 30, 45 minutes to get home with traffic. Without traffic, I can get home in like 20 minutes. And then I may have to hop on a conference call with the team or hop on the computer to see what's going on Dario on the edit. We may be doing a storyboard, and we may not be done until 1 o'clock. And then I got to shower and get in bed by 2, and then I got to be right back up at 5 or 6 to get to work on time. So I mean, it just really goes to how bad do you want it, how far do you want to go? Because there are some sacrifices that you have to make. Dario got a whole boyfriend, and so it's like I have to tell her sometimes, as a friend too, like, girl, spend some time with your man, girl. We'll worry about this some other time. And then for me, even though I'm not in a situation anymore, I have to make sure that you know I still give me time because you can easily forget about yourself because you love your work so much. I know I love mine, so when people come for it, I be
yeah.
ready to, you
I
know.
can say that. I can say that at this point, I think the correct word for me and Jamar right now is overwhelmed.
Hmm.
Cause we going from not making any noise, not even a
Hmm.
fucking tap, after all these years. No, cause honestly, we've been on YouTube for a long damn time. Like,
Hmm.
it's been 10 for me. It's been 7 for. Is it 7 or 8?
well, about to be 8.
Okay, it's been 8 for Jamar. So we've been doing this for a long time, and we've been
Hmm.
playing around with it. You know what I mean? Like playing around, like procrastinating, and not really taking it really seriously like that. And then we finally decided to do so last year, and it got off to a slow start, but once it really started, it never stopped.
Yeah.
And so now
The
it's
key is
like,
consistency.
Where it was just
yeah, because now it's, ooh,
we're starting to, like, with the cast of the shows that we watch and trying to get in touch with them, and then now we've reached people like you who are producers and co-creators of the show, and like
Hmm.
they're in the chat room. So I'm like,
then we
And
have
I
to.
look
Then
at
we
it
finally
too.
had to make a calendar too. That's just how
Yeah.
busy we have to be now. We have to make a calendar
Yeah.
now. Like once
And
we had
and
to
you
make the
deserve it.
structure.
And you deserve it. I think that when it comes down to anybody that's trying to do something out of the norm, the privilege that we are blessed with is the opportunity to reap benefits from it at the end. So, yeah, I mean, it may get tough, but something that people have done well is they created these calendars linked to these phones, give you 25 notifications so you can stay on time. You can
Ooh,
go and get you a second line. I got my second line for $15 because I've been with Sprint so long. So I got me a second line, and that way I can cut that phone off and make sure I stay on track with business. So, I think that at this point, it's really how bad do you want it? Because if you want it bad enough, you're gonna do everything to do it well. So, I love to hear that y'all busy and y'all, the busier you are, the more you fuck up on shit when you gotta expand your team. Because it's like, girl, I keep forgetting
mhm.
to send the email so because I'm busy. So that means I gotta get an assistant, and then
Yeah,
the assistant keep me on track.
cause even
Hmm.
now, like next week, we supposed to be launching a show on Station Head next week. So now we trying to figure out how we're gonna do. Oh, it's just so much. Gee.
Write it
it's
out.
all
Just make a list and write it out.
it's all new territory.
Yeah,
But
it's very new.
now we can do the game.
Yes.
The
I'm
final
excited.
phase of the interview.
But you know
So,
what? We did not ask him. We did not ask him, and we don't have to ask him about it. But we did not say anything about Trey Womack. Period.
We want to know about them.
What's the issue?
So I think that people got it confused and thought that there was an issue. I don't believe there's an issue. That night when we were filming at the ball, people kept bringing up his name and asking me about him because of the live that he did and all that. So I was really irritated because in that phase I was in um a, a moment of getting over the situation. So because I had to get over the situation, it was just like irritating that everybody was still bringing him up. I'm like, girl, let me get through this. Let me get through the this of all of it, because I mean, I still have to see him. I still have to be around him, and to be in a different aspect of each other's lives is different. So there's not like an issue per se.
Well, I had thought about that too, but I was just like, well, it didn't feel necessary because I felt like we had so much
Yeah,
other content. So
Mm.
I didn't feel
yeah,
necessary.
but
Hey, he did say he was
it
open to
really
it.
just popped up in my. It really just popped up in my head before we went into the game. That's the only reason why I asked, because I could have went without asking, but it just popped up in my head,
Hmm.
so I had to go ahead and say it anyway.
Hmm.
Just throw it
I
in.
would say one thing that about him, that he is a very good person. He is a very good man. I think us as people all make bad decisions. Um, I would like to have our closeness back, but if not, I wish him well. Wish him the best.
Okay,
Well,
well, time for the game.
go ahead and explain the rules, Scotty.
Okay, so this game is basically where we call out the names of each person in the cast, and we have decided that we're going to include people from the actual, because I think by this point, I think we kind of know who's in season 3 now. So we're going to include them.
Okay.
So we're going to call out everybody's name, and you
Hmm.
have the option to describe them in one word or a sentence.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure you're going to be absolutely amazing in this game. So,
He's a
with that
scorpion.
being said, with that being said, Jamar, you started off.
Ariel.
Sister.
You start with the easy one. You start off with the easy one. Uh,
Like sister.
Dior.
Um, I'm gonna do a sentence. I'm glad that we're on good terms.
Okay.
Glad that we're on good terms.
Trey Howard.
Pooh. I feel like now I have to explain a little bit. Like I look at Trey Howard as like a little brother, a little brother now. Um, and like it's like you just wanna. That's little Pooh, little Pooh around the corner that she just find her way and learning things and getting better each day. Well, yeah, I would say Pooh.
um, December.
Growing. Uh, I'm serious. That's my word. Growing. I think y'all will see some change in December. Watch. Mark my word.
Okay.
I mean, all right. I'm looking forward to it because I definitely want to see the rest of the season because it looks like it's going to be. That's what look like it's the direction that it's headed in. Eric James.
Oh,
Cause see now my mouth is fighting with my head and my heart. So I'm gonna just say the first thing that came to my mind: trash.
What was the second thing?
The second thing that came to my mind was sad, and I mean sad as in I feel sad for him.
Uh,
The third
before we
word
get
was whoop that whole ass. or the
Oh
phrase.
Lord. Before we continue with the game, One True Terry TV wants to know. She said, please ask Reese what emoji he feels represents him, so we can fill the chat with it as a sign of support.
the peach, the peach emoji, because I'm a Georgia peach through and through. So the peach. So
Okay, so
that's
put the
that's what I
peach in
live
the
for, the
chat.
peach. Okay.
Child, I thought he
Um,
would say the damn scorpion, but
Mm-mm. Nah, it's
who's
the peach
next?
for me.
George.
Kenya Moore. Shit. That's the only thing I could. Kenya Moore. I feel like George is a very, very much a Kenya Moore. Because I'm just like, I really don't know what the problem is. But Kenya fucking Moore.
King Kane.
Homie. What was that?
No, I'm trying to think of who named next because I love
Oh, I
games,
thought.
so I'm thinking about who's
Uh,
named next.
They
mhm.
could go all the way to the depends on how far they want to go.
Markel.
Betrayer. Is that a real word? I don't know.
You can say betrayal, but we get
Um, bit or I don't know what's another word for yeah.
disloyalty.
If it's betrayer, if that's a word, let's use. But we created it tonight, goddamn betrayer. Yes, I feel this year extremely betrayed by him.
I think this will be the last one for me. Carrie D.
Mm, cuddly. I just kind of you just want to see Carrie. You just want to just like yeah. That's all I think when I think of
This,
him. And
I mean, because
then
this is what I do when I want to cuddle, but I see what you mean.
he got some stuff back there, so you could probably
And I think the last one is Robert.
um impressive. He has definitely impressed me. I think he impressed me for sure. Can we go back to Eric for a second? I think I want to add something.
Okay, the
Late,
third thing that came to your mind, or however many, whatever place in line we at.
late, fake,
Oh,
need some help, tragic,
oh,
needs prayer,
help and prayer,
and
help and prayer.
liar.
Is there anything positive to say?
Right.
I love that he's African American.
Is there anything positive you can say about his character? I can't stand Reese. The drama.
About his character.
Like nothing about him physically, but just as a person and as a human being, what's something positive you can say?
Um,
This is so sad.
I like that he's green. Let's say that. So let's say he's so new to certain things and open to certain things.
You look like I had to reach about the furthest part of my
I really
ass.
did because he has really turned out to be just bad. Like I'm just like I mean I think that yeah, I mean him being so green and just kind of like open to new experiences, maybe that's something.
Oh, Father God, that was
Is
hilarious.
he that bad? Oh, is he that bad?
I mean, we're only getting to see a small.
I think what makes it really really bad is because everybody's kind of seeing through her, and it's kind of like, girl, you know this ain't you. Why are you doing all of this? And everything is like unwarranted. Like I could sit here and then just started going in on y'all, and you just sit there like, what? What is going on? And then after the what's going on, he continues, and then what's going on goes from what's going on, and then that what's going on goes to bitch, you fucking with me, and then the bitch you fuck with me goes to okay, now it's time to get slapped, because that's where she's at. Like it's just like so many things that she's done that aren't like small things, and didn't has never apologized for them, never. And it's like you're building all these enemies, and it's like, the human in me is like, oh, you building all these enemies, you ain't gonna have no friends, and you probably gonna get beat up when people see you. And it's like, girl, I don't never want to see nobody get beat up, but she brought it on herself. And it's like it's sad because I was just talking to Ariel earlier today. She was like, "Hey, sister, I really want to be friends with him." And I was like, "Girl, I know, but she fucked up for herself, and she just won't. I don't know. She just doesn't see it, or is just like living for this moment. But even past all the shade and everything, like I'm concerned because I'm like I just don't know who would want to have people against him as much as she has right now.
I'll say after many times we've played this game, nobody has ever said no. Their segment for a person finished out the rest and then went back to add more.
This is the first.
Hmm.
You're like, can we read it? I want to add an addition. I want to
Hmm.
append to
Let's go
my.
back one more time. I think that she is, but then she young too, so maybe she just young and stupid too. I mean, I don't know.
Because how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
How old am I?
Mm-hmm.
Because you said you're younger than Scotty.
Yes.
I'm wondering if we're the same
I'm
age.
just 16. No, I am. I'm 30. I'm in the 30.
So you were 90.
Yeah, I'm 90, baby. Hmm.
So you were born 10 days after me then.
Literally, yeah. 1990. You said the fourth, yeah.
10
One and the
days
same.
later.
Hmm.
Well,
My Scorpio sister.
hey, amen. So it's not even just like we right there in the same in the same month.
Hmm.
Well,
Um,
me and Eric are both Aquarius, child. So.
Mm.
yes, you are. Yes,
I
you
do
are.
not act like Eric now. Don't do
And so don't.
that.
I'm glad because I will not be here.
I
But
still
anyway,
like Eric though. That's the sad part. I
I
still
do. I
like
mean,
him.
he's cool, but like we only got that
Yeah,
few
we don't
minutes with.
know. Yeah, we don't know what they deal with. So that's probably what it is. So
Okay.
I still try to root for him even because I find myself rooting for the that nobody really wants to root for though. You
Let
know.
me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The only thing about that is when you do these interviews, you don't take the opportunity to even defend yourself. Like he literally just builds on everything. And it's like he never once said, well, I didn't mean it that way. It's just, I said what I said. And it's like, that's what pisses me off the most about him. It's because it's like he just doesn't see if he really has these depression problems and all this stuff. You would want to try and better yourself for yourself, and it's like, girl, you just want to not go further. But I think that's a fault of a lot of people because I mean, even with the situation with Markel, it's like I don't know why she would do something like that to me. You know, it's always the nice ones that you know that people want to hurt on. So
So you fully innocent. You ain't getting nothing.
no, I would say I definitely played some parts in it. You know, I've always played parts um, in anything that I've done, but I can thoroughly apologize. I can eat crow if necessary, and then I can try my best to move from it. Like when it comes down to my friendships, I put the efforts to fix them if I know I did wrong, but some people just don't do the same. I always you can tell me right now what my part is in any situation, and most of the time I'll probably fess and be like, you know what, I get that, I agree, or something like that. But and I think that comes with growth within itself. But in certain situations nowadays, I'm just the innocent bystander. As y'all saw, I was just trying to eat the sweet white rice.
Baby.
So,
Well, when Jamar tells me I'm wrong, I don't. I agree mentally, but not physically. I wait a couple of days to tell him that I agree with what he said.
You don't even have to say it physically, right, Wing? Because I already know.
You don't
ego.
know shit.
It's
We
ego.
always know. We
hmm
always know. But at the end of each of our interviews, we like to ask the question, how did you feel as a guest? Did you feel comfortable? Did you feel like you were able to speak your mind and say what it is that you want to say and give us some of your feedback of us as hosts?
Most definitely. I mean, I think y'all were great. Um, I kind of feel like I'm just sitting at the house with my homeboys, just chilling. You know, just kind of the feel. Like very much, y'all give boys next door type tea. So you know, I live that. Um, I would say for your interviews, dig in some more. Shit, why not? Go ahead and dig. Hey, go ahead and dig. But even the one thing I have noticed about y'all guests give y'all stuff without even having to say too much of anything. It's the it's the it's the dramatic pause that y'all give that very much and that lean like and
Very
then
good.
bury that and then y'all get all the information that y'all can build from it and you be like, so are you saying that you got to watch that so but no, but I think that y'all did a great job. I was definitely comfortable because sometimes I do interviews and I feel like, ugh, girl, I know they're finna ask the same old shit. But it was just really just having a conversation, to be honest.
We try not to ask the same old stuff. We try
Yeah,
not to
and
ask
we
the same.
I feel like the energy of when if it's just like we're in a room and we're just talking to most people, I feel like people will give you more genuine answers. They'll feel more comfortable, so you'll get more of a realistic and more enjoyable watch for those of us involved and those that watch in the comments. So I think that's why we try to create that kind of atmosphere. We want to make sure that we continue to keep that atmosphere. That's why we try to ask that question in case we get derailed or we start doing things, in a wrong way. We want to kind of make sure we stay on that right path.
hmm Yeah, most definitely. I did a good job at that. So brava, brava.
Thank you so much. So again, thank you again, Ressie, for coming on to the Prelude platform. This was highly entertaining.
Very much so.
It
I'm
was
just talking and kicking it with my homeboys.
okay. And then next
I'll be
time you come
watching
to
it back.
Atlanta, let me know so we can connect. That would be great. When are you gonna be here next, by the way?
Probably gonna be like a month. I was supposed to be down there at mid-month for a project, but I gotta go to Chicago, so I gotta do other stuff. So at the end of the month, so it's gonna be probably like another month. My mama, I ain't been able to see my mama because she got COPD, so she's like, yeah, the COVID. I'm like, okay, well, okay, but yeah, so probably in a month.
Okay, well we'll connect there. We'll connect.
Yeah, we got to.
I was actually just in Dallas about for my birthday about 2, 3 weeks ago, but the ice storm.
hmm
Child, bye.
Mm,
So that means, you know what that means, right? That means that you got to do a replay and a redo.
that's true.
hmm
Okay.
Yep. And when you
So, well,
tap
Scott,
down, we can go and do it.
you know what's to
All
do.
right. All right. Well, once again, we want to thank everybody for watching, of course, and we also want to thank Reese G for coming on the platform. One thing I can say about Reese G, and I've said it time and time again, even in my recaps of the show, one thing about Reese G is he does not take any of this to heart. He knows that when we do our reviews, we may throw a little shade, make a few jokes. But one thing about him is that he never takes it seriously to the point where he don't want to do no interviews, to the point to where he gonna make a video about me. But however,
Yo.
but however, I appreciate it all the time. I really do appreciate it because I do feel like with all of the reality series that we do, I do know that you do support us a lot. So I do appreciate all of the support. I do. So
Yeah, I love y'all. That's why I was like heartbroken Monday. I was like, where, where's Scotty? But then I was like,
yeah,
oh yeah, well I did reschedule, so it was kind of my fault too. So I was like, okay.
I want to see if I can pop in on the chasing chat because I came in on the tail end of the last one. I'm gonna come in on the
I
next.
know, I know. I saw that. Yes. So I mean, chasing chat. We may be trying to develop that into a thing. So we'll definitely be. I'm gonna try it again next week, and just see how it goes. It kind of reminds me of like my radio days. So
Well, we'll definitely do it. And again, thank you again so much for stopping by.
thank you for having me.
We may have to do a part two if y'all do a reunion.
listen,
I'm just saying.
because I'm gonna be ready for all that. Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, most definitely. I'm down. Just y'all just let me know, and I'm down. So
As
I
we
love
will.
what y'all give. I love the energy that y'all give. So it's good.
We appreciate that so much, especially
Hmm.
Oh, I
coming from
thought you was
someone
gonna
like
say
this.
something. I really thought you was gonna say something smart, Jamar, because I just knew you was gonna say something.
Why would I do that?
Because when people say I love y'all friendship, y'all seem to be genuine friends. The first thing you say is, I don't like this hoe. I don't like this hoe.
I just feel like you just have this warped perception of me.
The victim. Oh my God. Like
I'm just saying.
like keep it real for once, Jamar. Like stop fronting.
How dare you?
Yeah.
You
How
know
dare
you be capping like you cap like that beanie on your head. Like you be
girl,
capping.
bye. In the video, whore.
You be
So,
capping.
in the video, whores.
Well, we done, y'all. We about to end this thing. We'll holler at all of y'all later. Okay. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.